Bitcoin Bitcoin has successfully hit the 33K target, which is a measured move, right? But the question remains, are we going to see more upside from here, or are we going to see the retest of that breakout before the next move to the upside? Hello, welcome to this analysis. I am Machiavelli Trader, and today I'll be analyzing Bitcoin to tell you what possibly we're going to see for the rest of January 2022. It's amazing to say that just in one day, Bitcoin made over $4,000 move, right? Just in few hours, right? I'm talking about just in 8 hours, within the range of 8 hours, Bitcoin made a move from the 29K all the way to 33,200, almost 33,200 zone, which is fabulous. But the question is, what next should we expect from Bitcoin? Like right now, as you can see here, if you look very closely, you see that Bitcoin has been following a measured move. So if I take this my arrow and I come down here to see the breakout, so I put this box to just shows the sideways movement, right? So it's like a range. It broke out from a range. After a breakout, it enters another range, then it breaks out from the range to start another range. But each range is an accumulation, right? So you see, accumulation went on here, and we had a measured move to the upside. So if I put my arrow here, you find out that the same thing is just equal this zone, right? So if I take off this, you see, it's a measured move to the upside, right? To start yet another sideways move, right? So what we have now, if I take this arrow again to the upside, you see that we just had another measured move to the upside, right? So this measured move, you can see it is supposed to be at around 33,600 to 33,500, but just hitting 33,200 is already reacting to the resistance. So I'm expecting a sideways move, right? But instead, again, if you look closely, you see that Bitcoin has been respecting this particular trend line, right? This trend line, that's where it's been respecting. So I'm expecting the pullback. It's not going to be like a 35 to 45% pullback, right? No, I'm not expecting that. What I'm expecting is a sideways movement. It's going to likely pull back to come to retest this box, right? So we could see something around that 29,400 to at worst, if worst case scenario, it could just come back to test this 55 exponential moving average as 27,700. That's a worst case scenario. What I'm saying is, if we're going to have a pullback or a retest of this breakout, we're going to likely see it stopping somewhere around 30K to 29,900 or 29,800. So we see that kind of pullback. That's the worst case scenario. Because why? We can see that currently on the 4 hours, you can see this rejection bar happening right here. You see two bar reversal. Hopefully it doesn't close below this bull bar, right? The second bull bar, because we had a breakout bar and then we had a follow through, right? Which shows you that the volume is also good. And looking down here, you see that the volume is also looking pretty well for the breakout, right? So you see this volume is looking well for this breakout just right here. So like I'm saying right now, what I'm saying is that if we see strong take profit, because what's happening right now is that traders are likely going to take profit, right? And then we're going to have another accumulation going on, maybe sideways. We're going to have something like this, then it goes like this again to give us probably a we could be seeing around 37K, right? We could be seeing 37K around this zone, right? That's what we could be seeing around. That's the measured move, because if I take this arrow just like we did here and place it up here, right? So you see, we're going to likely see a measured move, which is around this 37K move, right? So, but the likelihood of Bitcoin not having this measured move happening instead because of the strong, because you can see there's a strong resistance here at 33k, right? So you can see it, you can see the sell off right now going up, and if this sell off continues, it's likely going to come all the way down here to retest this box, which is around the 29,800, right? So that's what we don't want to see, because if that happens, it means that the chances of the move happening soon, it will take a while, right? So we don't want to see this turning into a complete reversal where price will come to retest this trend line here, right? So instead, what Bitcoin is likely going to do is come to test this particular, is going to come to retest this particular side. This you can see that's exactly where our 20 exponential moving average is, around 29,700. And when once it does that, the next thing we're going to see is we're going to see a move that will look like this, right? We're going to see something like this, right? So we're going to see something like that. So that's the 2K scenario that I'm seeing here that is going to happen. So we're likely going to see this sideways move happening again for accumulation to go on, for Bitcoin to pick up and continue this journey, because this year is going to be a wonderful year for Bitcoin. That's exactly what I'm seeing. Why do I see this? Because if I look at the weekly chart, you see that it looks bloody. It looks bloody because I know that Bitcoin has been on an up move for some time now without any pullback or any good, at least 45% pullback. We've not seen that on Bitcoin, which means that when it's going to happen, it's going to be bloody. It's going to be bloody, seriously bloody. So if you look here, you see that we're going to likely see a retest. This particular candle is going to likely close somewhere around 24,500, right? We're going to see this particular candle on the weekly closing around 33,400. If we see something that like that, that is good, but we don't want to see it coming back all the way down, right? So the next week we're going to likely see a pause, right? A pause. That's what we're going to likely see next week. So if this week we're going to likely see next week Bitcoin taking a move down like this to retest this place, to retest this zone, and we have a move up, right? That's what we're going to likely see. Don't mind my drawing, I'm not such a good artist. So it's going to likely move like this. But why do I say that? At some point in time, something bloody is going to go down on Bitcoin, and it's going to go down so fast that we might not be able, so many people are not going to be able to see it coming, right? Because you've seen this breakout, right? When we see this breakout that took place at this zone here, so we have, this is around the 10,000 zone, right? So we had this sideways movement that went for a while. It broke out, it came back to retest it before the breakout continued. Now, here's the funny thing about this. The funny thing about this thing is that look at where the 20 exponential moving average still is. It's so far, the gap is big. So we could have a retest of something like this happening like this, which is, we could see 16k. That's half of the move that Bitcoin has made already. We're going to see 16,000 go down the drain, and it's going to happen so fast. It's going to happen so fast. Just like in 2017 when price started taking a turn, it really went down for a while, right? So this could happen in 2021. This could happen in 2021. But when it's going to happen in 2021, I likely don't know, but it is likely going to happen soon. Maybe probably around March. That's what I'm seeing. Around March. I'm seeing something like that. It's going to be a bloody one because price is going to take a move that is going to come back to cover this gap that we're seeing here, right? There's a big gap, almost $16,000 gap from the 20 exponential moving average on the um on the weekly chart. So which is a very bloody move if you ask me. So it is good to protect the positions right now with a good stop loss and follow up your trade with stop loss to avoid being taken unaware at any time. So right now, if you ask me, I would say that